Imagine a place where death wasn't just the end, it was an event, a grim warning, and the ultimate show of human cruelty. There it was, the Tyburn Gallows, where the line between justice and entertainment became so blurry that it turned out to be a macabre spectacle unto itself. Stay with me, because what you are about to find out will make you wonder how far society can go in the name of punishment. Let's step into the past, into one of history's darkest theaters of death. The Tyburn Gallows, more popularly known as the Tyburn Tree, stood as the seat of justice and terror for a near stretch of 600 years. This famous triangular wooden construction was neither simply an instrument of execution nor a stage for mass punishment for everyone to witness. Now imagine yourself an ordinary Londoner of the 1700s. The day of execution is an event in this city, and throngs push on the street to get a better view. People hawk pies and ale, while children ride on their parents' shoulders, all awaiting the procession of soldiers and prisoners through the streets on their way to Tyburn. The condemned ride in open carts, faces pale as death, the catcalls and shouts ringing down the street, together with the rumble of wheels and the knell of church bells, and air thick with the stench of unwashed bodies and spilt ale. Sharp metallic tang of fear. Standing near the gallows, it was this huge wooden contraption, triangular in shape, with a capacity for more than one hanging at a time. The electric crowd pushes their way forward in anticipation for this drama to play itself before them. Many have sought justice, others vengeance, though most for the thrill of it all. What happened at the Tyburn Gallows was rather worse than history books tend to indicate. These were not just executions, but elaborately extended rituals of suffering designed to terrify every onlooker. The most common method was the short drop. Unlike modern hangings, which break the neck almost instantly, the short drop left victims choking and writhing. It wasn't over in seconds. It could take 15 to 20 agonizing minutes for death to come. And then, of course, came the punishments for treason. The sentence? To be hanged, drawn, and quartered. First, the traitor was hanged until he was barely alive. Then came the truly horrific part. They were disemboweled, and their organs burned in front of them. Finally, their body was quartered, the pieces dispatched to different parts of the country as a grim warning. This wasn't justice, it was terror on display. Even in death, some prisoners were not spared humiliation. Bodies would be left to hang for days, a grim reminder to anyone daring to cross the crown. And yet, the crowd saw this as entertainment. They laughed, cheered, and even treated it like a festival. Vendors sold souvenirs, pieces of the rope, or even scraps of the condemned's clothing. Children played games, oblivious to the horror before them. Imagine what that says about the human condition. At Tyburn, death became a spectacle entertainment taken to its darkest extreme. Yet Tyburn was not cruel only because of the gallows. The other modes of execution were no less, if not more, cruel in comparison. This normally only happened to the most detested of criminals, lashing the convicted to a stake and setting them aflame, screaming their lungs out as the flames would take over their body. In many cases, this may leave the smell of burnt human flesh in the atmosphere for hours on end, a gruesome reminder of what happened to one who dared rebel or perpetrate heresy. Boiling alive was another method, very slow and painful. This involved plunging the condemned into a huge cauldron of boiling liquid, sometimes water, sometimes oil. The burning pain, the skin peeling off as the victim's cries echoed across the gathering crowd. Every technique, every drop of pain had been done in such a way as to prolong the suffering, to break the body, but more so, the spirit, to provide an example that nobody should ever remember. Tyburn Gallows is not only a grim chapter of history, but rather a mirror to the soul of human beings, where cruelty and inhumanity can occur. It calls us, uncomfortably, to examine what it is about the events that created such entertainment for the public. Is it fear, morbid curiosity, something much darker within the human heart? Thankfully, we've moved past such horrors, or have we? While the gallows no longer stand, the lessons they leave behind still echo. The need for justice must never be used as a veil for cruelty. Human dignity is not a privilege reserved for a few. It's a right that should be extended to all, even those who have fallen to the darkest depths of crime. Nowadays, one can consider Tyburn and ask themselves a question. What was justice? How will history never again see such barbarism? What do you think? Could you have stood in the crowd and watched such events go down? Or do you really feel that humanity has evolved past these macabre spectacles? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into history, then like this video, share it with your fellow history buff, and subscribe for more tales showing us the darker truth of our past. Thanks for watching. Curious, reflective, I'll catch you in the next video.